transition.
Can they hear us right now?
They can hear us right now. Yeah, we are.
They can actually hear us.
They can literally actually hear us right now. We are in the transition.
Wow.
What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about your life the last 4 days, huh?
And we'll talk about your life the last 4 days, too.
Hell yeah.
How about that?
And we got a black screen, but bear with us, folks. Bear with us, folks. In 3,
Come on, give me that sweet
2,
nectar. I need that sweet nectar.
1.
I need the brew crew.
We are going live from fucking.
Good morning, Brew Nation.
There we go. Holy shit, guys! We're still working on these.
Brew Nation.
Brew Nation. Oh, Brew Nation. What in tarnation? It's the Brew Nation.
It's the Brew Nation. Good morning, Brew Nation. We are Brotherwife. We are a band that's also a podcast that happens to have a game show. God damn it.
I see a Brunado coming in. I see a Brunado coming in.
Right.
Nancy, get in the cellar. The show host can't even say the goddamn intro. It's a big one this time. It's gonna fuck the town up.
Oh no. I thought we were in the eye of it, but I turned around and I saw something that I never thought I'd see.
I'm imagining like a skit where it's actually kind of a funny skit. It's definitely like 2005, but it's a guy getting interviewed and he's like basically naked with like a loincloth. And and they're in his yard, and in his yard like a tornado just passed through, and there's like just dildos everywhere, and he's like, and like he was in like he has like a shack or something. The shack is kind of like beat up, and he like kind of comes out of the shack, and maybe like a dildo falls out of his loincloth, and he's like, oh, hey, oh you were the news. Oh my God. This tornado just came through.
Dildos came through that just spread dildos all over my lawn.
I was cooking up hotcakes. I was cooking up hotcakes, and a tornado just threw a dildo.
I've been working out so hard. That's why I'm so sweaty.
That's why I'm so sweaty.
I was cooking up hotcakes to replenish myself because I've been working. I'm training.
And then another guy comes out of the shack, and and he's like, oh, hey, did you guys see that tornado that just came through? And he's like, yeah, it was throwing dildos, and then some guys flew down. You know, something like that.
Yeah, I think there could be something there.
Yeah, yeah. I could definitely see the place it spawned from. It definitely spawned from Black Dildo's frat bro rape.
Yeah, that's the second time you've done a bro rape inspired bit on the Brew. JFYI. And I'm keeping track. You're at 2 right now.
I'm at 2.
Don't do a third one. Don't do a third one.
Jeff.
There will be
consequences.
Consequences, severe, and not by me. I'm just telling you. I'm not even like upset with you at all.
Global consequences.
I'm just saying there's context which you might not totally get, and I'm here for you, and I'm here for Brew Nation. I really like Brew Nation.
Yeah, Brew Nation is pretty good.
Good morning, Brew Nation. If this is your first time tuning in, we are Brotherwife. We're a band that's also a game show
that happens to be a podcast.
And we're just trying to bring a little bit of our life into your world.
Trying to put a little bit of our juice into your mouth.
Look at us. We're almost a real show.
I kind of wanted you to say, what the hell? What the hell was that, Tyler? Look at us. What the hell?
You did so good.
Oh, thank you. But I also want to start doing...
It's a Brunado.
It's a Brunado! Nancy, unlock the cellar! Get the kitties out the corn patties! There's a Brunado coming in. It's a bad one!
Oh, jeez. Alright. One of the things we do here on the Brew is we bring you the best news, cutting edge content.
Cutting edge.
I'm going to go ahead and start out.
The cutting edge, the shooting barrel, the dead child.
Dude, I've got 2 good ones today.
Oh,
the news was kind of hot this morning. Monday morning is like, let's give them to a raw. Sunday, everyone has their day of rest. Monday, let's fucking remind you where you're at.
Yeah, you are in hell.
Mother, daughter dismember and attempt to burn real grandmother's body. Can I just get a screen? Can you just enable screen share really quick?
And what I love about that one is that you're almost rooting for the daughter mother combo against the grandma.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to find out. Yeah, you kind of want to find out that grandma was a wicked witch or something, you know?
Absolutely. Well, it's because, like, okay, there's 3 people here. 2 teamed up against 1. The Disney child in you wants to believe that one was wicked.
Disney fucked us up.
Disney done fucked us up. These are innocent, pure women that finally gave the comeuppance to that old bitch that deserved it.
That old haggard bitch.
Let me show you these folks here.
Night, Granny.
So this is mother and daughter. You seeing them? They really done did it.
Which one's the mother and which one's the daughter?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Looking pretty good. I think the one on the left is actually the mother.
I think you're
right. But honestly,
right.
Those genes are pretty good.
Yeah, like, I think you're right.
I'd like to see the grandma. That's why they burned the grandma, because she was looking better than both of them.
She was looking too hot. She was looking... Grandma, you were looking too fine. Grandma, you were looking too fine.
Okay, one of these women is 19 years old. I guess it's gotta be the one on the right. Like, that's a rough 19.
Yeah, well,
Literally.
So the 44-year-old looks like a 20... she's like ageless.
She looks like she's like 31. She has like a perfect forehead.
Yeah. But then the
understand.
19-year-old kind of looks like she's 31 too.
She looks like she's like a prize fighter. Like, I'm afraid to step into the octagon with her.
Definitely. So the 19-year-old looks like a prize fighter. The 44-year-old kind of looks like maybe like somebody who was like a prostitute for a little bit, but then got into the pimp game. Yep. So she like...
Oh, okay.
She knows...
I was thinking was a prostitute for a while, but then became like a dental receptionist. And was like doing really well.
So she's got the...
And was... For like 7 years, she like ran a like dentist / orthodontist clinic super fucking well.
Yeah, I could see that. So no grandma, though? Do we get a name?
No grandma, unfortunately. We don't. A woman and daughter in Maryland have been charged in the death and dismemberment of the woman's mother and daughter's grandmother. 44-year-old Candace Craig and her daughter, 19-year-old Salia Hardy, were arrested on Friday. Officers responded to a Landover home in afternoon for a welfare check after someone called 911 saying that they had not heard from the 71-year-old Margaret Craig for several days. Let's see if we can get Margaret.
You're looking for Margaret right now?
Well, if you want to try, let's see here.
Oh, dismembered with chainsaw.
Oh no, are you serious?
Yeah. Wait, grilled her body parts?
Did you not see grilled?
I missed grilled, bro. Why would they grill?
Here. It's barbecue season.
That's the grandma!
She is. Okay, wait, really quick though, we were talking about how the grandma looks. This is a 78-year-old grandma.
No way!
This is without the weave too. With the weave on, she's passing for 50.
She literally is passing for 50.
71, passing for 50.
Wow. Okay,
God damn,
maybe what they were actually doing, it wasn't like an act of hate. They just figured, like, she's on her way out, we're going to harvest all of her, like, I don't know how many stem cells a 78-year-old has left, but they're going to get the stem cells, they're going to start a research lab, they're going to figure out the key to immortality. This could have been a selfless act.
It really could have been something that they were trying to do in an altruistic sense.
Those people...
Oh my gosh.
Those people are doing pretty good. Why did they grill the parts?
I'm not sure. When officers entered the basement, they said they were immediately smelling the odor of a decomposing body and called additional units to investigate. A report from WTOP said 3 separate bags of remains were found by officers.
I want to know if they were all grilled.
Chainsaw was used in dismemberment. They were burning the parts in a bonfire to try to dispose of it. So they're just trying to burn her up. It's disturbing is an understatement. It's horrifying.
Why? I feel like when you do something like this, It takes you 3 minutes to kill him. Let's be pessimistic and say bones are really hard to chainsaw through, and you gotta like reset your chainsaw blade a couple times. Let's say it takes 2 hours to chainsaw him. One, I just want to acknowledge that's really fucking horrific. I know I'm talking like nothing in this phases me. Yeah. And it's an
I'm imagining because like, you know, when you start, okay, like when you first start getting to a job or something, like when you're doing like a labor job, you're kind of like haggard, it's Monday, you're tired. But then about 35 minutes in, you kind of get like a second wind.
Sure, yeah.
And so I just want that. I want that like on-site project energy between the mom and the grandma.
Yeah.
Like they figured out like the first leg was like really difficult, but they figured out a good system for the
Salaya, you almost done with them haunches? I'm gonna need them haunches stat. I almost burned up her shins already.
I'm down right now.
Salaya,
down right
come
now.
on, chop. 11 days since a job site injury. But what I'm saying is, it takes 3 minutes to kill someone. It takes, let's just say pessimistically, 2 hours to chainsaw someone up. And maybe if anybody has any input on that, let me know. You're gonna get put on a fucking watch list, but like, let me know. How long does it take to chainsaw up a human body? I'd like to know. I'm gonna say 2 hours. How long does it take to burn it up?
Dude, I think you could chainsaw a human body in like 20 fucking minutes.
I think so too, but I'm being very pessimistic to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. So, were they trying to burn this up in like a fucking 1 foot wide bonfire? Like, if you're trying to burn a body up, make an 8 foot wide bonfire, put the whole body in it, burn it up. Burn it up.
Well, I'm wondering if they just didn't have like a large area to burn it up. Like maybe they're trying to like, you know, burn her up on a Coleman.
That's, I think, maybe exactly what happened because they were grilling the.
They're grilling. Grilling is a weird. When you're just trying to dispose of body parts via burning, grilling is a weird way to say that.
It's not a, and that's. I want to talk about criminalizing poverty for a second, because a wealthy white man with an 8 foot wide bonfire would have burned that body up in 45 minutes.
Just a moment.
In just a moment.
these underprivileged gals here, I mean, they have to live in a society where they can't even burn their mima up, in
a reasonable amount of time. They were probably using a plug-in electric chainsaw. Can you imagine? Yeah. Fuck.
I can.
Did I cross the line? Have I crossed the line here?
No.
Oh, perfect.
No, okay. You crossed the line by asking if you crossed the line.
Never ask if you crossed the line.
Jesus. All right. We're moving on.
We're moving on
here. We're moving on. I've got here. Do you want
you know what? Actually, what I want to do from now on is I want to do a lesson we learned. A lesson we learned. I want to do a lesson we learned from every crime. Is that you down with that?
That's fun.
Okay.
That's
so
fun.
A lesson we learned today: do not plan on burning the bodies up unless you have a big bonfire pit.
Do not burn the bodies up with the Coleman grill. That's step numero uno. And also comment below if you know how long it takes to actually dismember somebody via chainsaw.
Thank you.
Also, I think we got a text asking, is the chat working? So I don't know if
Shitbox Mafia says ha 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 ha. It's possible the chat isn't working. Don't grill people. Amen, brother. Don't fucking grill people. It's stupid.
Grill them.
Burn them up.
Don't grill them.
Acid barrels. We know those work really well.
Okay, I've got another one here. Shooting leaves 1 dead and 6 others injured after uninvited guests showed up to a 19-year-old's birthday party in Northern California.
I'm going to need you to restate that one more time.
A shooting leaves 1 dead and 6 others injured after uninvited guests showed up to a 19-year-old's birthday party in Northern California. So an 18-year-old woman was killed and 6 others were wounded in a shooting at a birthday party when some uninvited guests showed up.
I want to know what the situation here was. I'm kind of imagining he showed up and they were like, "Ooh, you didn't have an RSVP? Do you have a
we invited you, but we ordered catering from Jimmy John's and like they only gave us enough sandwiches for the people here."
Oh, and listen, like, we would honestly normally say, like, you can stay, you just can't have a sandwich, but that seems really rude.
It seems rude because I mean, you're gonna eat a sandwich.
You're gonna
You see those Jimmy?
You're gonna eat a sandwich.
You're gonna eat the sandwich.
You're gonna eat the fucking sandwich. Second proposition here. 7 people showed up who weren't supposed to be at the party, and this guy was just the bodyguard at the door.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Nancy, boop, nope, not on the list. Fred, boop, not on the list. Kyle, boop.
So I guess this tragedy is among the latest mass shootings that have killed or wounded young people at birthday parties or other ordinary events. Gunfire at an Alabama Sweet 16 recently left 4 people dead and 28 others injured.
Holy shit.
A massacre at a shopping mall left 8 people dead, including several children. I'm gonna do a news story hop.
Let's do a news story hop. Yeah. Did you say 8 and 16? 8 dead, 16 injured?
So which one do you want, TT? I've got Sweet 16 left 4 people dead, but here we go, 28 other injured. So we're playing a volume game there.
Yeah, 32.
But then also, so that's option 1, and then option 2 is a massacre at a Texas shopping mall left 8 people dead, but including several children. So do you want volume or do you want children?
Oh, I can't stomach children as well these days. If you give me a choice, I'm gonna skirt away from the kids. If you don't give me a choice, I'll dive into it.
89 shell casings found. 7 guns believed to be used in deadly Alabama mass shooting. When was this? April 26th. Jesus.
I didn't even hear about this one.
I didn't even hear about this one.
We weren't doing the Brew yet.
There was a dance studio shooting that left 4 people dead during a Sweet 16 party in Dadeville, Alabama earlier this month.
Who the fuck is shooting up 16-year-old birthday parties? What statement are you making? I mean, is it just nihilism? Is it just... I mean, that's not even nihilism. That's...
Jesus.
Worse.
And I think that it was like a real... Like, you ever seen, like, Save the Last Dance or, like, Step Up? Mm-hmm. This seems like it was, like, in a Step Up workshop. Tyreek McCullough, 17. Travis McCullough, 16. Wilson Lamar Hill Jr., 20. Johnny Latron Brown, 20. I like that. Johnny Latron Brown. That's a
Johnny Latron is definitely a show on Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 15 other people were hit by gunfire. I mean, this is a lot. I just wish they had... They don't really have much other than people were shot. You know, I need some context.
We need some, like, why? Why did this happen? What were they trying to say? What were they trying to do?
Somebody got beat in a step up dance, and they were like, you know what? I'm gonna show you my final finisher move. It's called pop locket drop ya.
Oh my god, pop locket drop shell casings. Drop ya.
All right, moving on. How you doing this week, TT?
I'm doing okay. I'm not doing great. You can see it. You can see it in my face.
You beautiful little gourd.
This is how I smile right now. Tell me to smile. Say cheese. Smile for the camera.
All right, cheese. That's nice. That's actually pretty good.
That's all I got.
So growing up, I've had to be like, I've worked a lot of like jobs in the service industry, like as a valet or like at a hotel or like, you know, like condominiums, whatever, what have you. One thing that I've had to do a lot in my career is take pictures of large groups of people. It's just a situation that happens a lot. Like, oh, can you take a picture? And my move to get a good group shot is I do this. I take the picture, right? I'm taking pictures. And then I say, okay, now I'll take one of you guys because I've just been taking selfies over here.
Oh, God. And the first time you do that, you're like, that's pretty funny. And the 35th time that you do that, you're basically going to take their car and valet it off a bridge. Yeah.
It works every time, though.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, when you're taking a picture, you're kind of leading an experience. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like, there's the person whose phone you have, they're your partial leader, but you've got the phone, you're in control. Like, you need to bring the energy up as a picture taker. It's unfortunate because it gets thrust upon you, foisted upon you, if you will.
Sure.
But, you know, sometimes that's
you gotta carry the energy. You could leave them all with a positive memory, or you could lead to the tragic homicide-suicide of the entire family 3 years later because you got a bad picture. Maybe my brain's in the gutter because of all this shit, and I just want to say shout out to Carrie Arts. How are we doing? Phenomenally, other than the crippling existential dread that haunts us every fucking day because all we do is read violent news. How's your stream going? The stream is going great, other than the crippling existential dread that haunts us every day because all we read is violently.
Carrie Arts?
Carrie Arts, I don't know.
Carrie Arts, yo. Hell yeah.
Carrie Arts, shout out!
Here's the thing. I don't make crass jokes, and this isn't even funny.
I already know where you're going.
But for some reason, I just want to say Carrie Farts.
I'm carrying farts. Why. I'm packing. I'm carrying farts.
I'm sorry.
Whew.
We give him a quat. That's nice.
I'm packing. Carrying farts. And then we go from carrying farts.
You changed your shorts today. I see no paint on those shorts.
There's no paint. Not a drop.
God damn.
These are my lounging shorts.
We call them fresh short TT. God damn. All right, so one thing that's been going on in my world, I've been working like a dog, and one of the things I've been doing is I've been working overnight graduation parties for high schoolers, and let me tell you, it's crazy seeing people that are born in 2005. At least people were born in 2005.
Tread carefully, Jeffrey. I'm just gonna.
What? See, I'm perfectly capable of just talking about the subject, but you've interjected something.
Okay.
That you didn't need to be interjected at all.
Okay.
They're lazy. About something and then I start talking about something and then you immediately. Well, it was a joke. It was a joke. Right.
Fuck him up.
Tyler's talking about needlessly. He's talking about. I mean, not pedophilia, but.
Jeez.
But close to it.
Jeez. He's gonna swing dick on me for saying tread carefully, and then pull out the big guns. What we're talking about here...
There was no reason to go there.
There wasn't, but it was an inside joke until you dropped pedophilia. Just dropped pedophilia off a fucking 40-story building onto a fucking school trip full of fucking 5-year-olds. That's our show. Show.
Okay, so here's the thing. Before we talked about this, I was like, we're going to get into the grad nights thing. I'm going to talk about all this stuff. And I was like, it's possible to just talk about it without referencing that at all.
Sure.
At all. And then so I start talking about grad nights. I open the door up and then you're like, here's the one thing.
Yeah, I just feel like I walked into a friendly birthday party with like one of these like things and then found out that it was actually a fucking bazooka fight and got fucking bazookaed in the rectum. That's what I feel. I feel like I brought a blow-up party favor to a bazooka fight. So here we are. I'm not the one in a position to abuse my power as an MC, so if any shade is getting thrown anywhere, look at this fucking guy right over here.
Don't point at me. Don't put that on me.
I'm burying you, baby. Okay, anyways, nothing weird is going on. Everything's kosher. He's a really good guy.
Tyler won't stop talking about trying to fuck 18-year-olds that just turned 18.
I mean, okay, here's what I want to say. If any of y'all out there are on Pornhub or on any porn networks, y'all are doing something weird. Okay? So before you get hoity and toity and mighty and tighty, think about that. Anyways. Now you've got a bazooka at a nuke fight. Nuke fight.
The brew is supposed to be candid, so I'm just gonna pop, lock, and bop it right now.
I just want to say popping. What are we popping? Don't say cherries. Nobody say cherries.
No. Jesus Christ. All right, elephant in the room. I should.
We'll see you guys on episode 29. Please don't ask about 28.
I just wanted to talk about it without having to address this first. I was like, okay, maybe it'll. This is my own making. I tore it apart. I
started this. I put a twig in the spokes. You put a stick in the spokes. I put a crowbar in the spokes. You put
I could have just went right past it, but I just was like, I'm so uncomfortable. I need to address it.
Yeah, I think we're good here. I think we're fine here.
Okay.
I think we're fine
all right. But I wanted to. But does anybody not understand? Because I feel like this is just getting weird. But all right, I did grad nights.
Here we go.
There was a lot of young children. A lot of them born in 2015. They're all 18 years old and 18-year-olds.
Wait, 2015?
Or 2005.
Oh, 2005. Okay, I was like, that's 8-year-olds, Jeff. This got a lot weirder really quick. You accidentally went to a fucking second grader graduation.
They're graduating elementary school.
They're graduating elementary school.
They're graduating the second grade. It was fun. We went to I did 2 of the events. I've got 4 more to do. Basically, we start at one place. One of them was an indoor, go-kart place.
Oh,
with
that's
a DJ, a henna, and a caricature artist, a roaming photo booth, and then food, karaoke, all this stuff. And then we go at 2 in the morning. We get all the kids back on this big fucking bus, and then we go up to Linwood, and they do bowling and skating and shit like that. And there's a hypnotist. So shit was really crazy. My first one that I did was actually North Kitsap High School. So shout out Kitsap County.
Whoa, what's up, NKHS?
Whoa.
I just want to...
So I got
can I interject for just a second?
Yeah.
I just love how fucking desperate they are to be like, please don't do heroin. We'll draw caricatures of you. We'll fucking... You go-karts, you can race each other. It's dangerous. It's safer than heroin, though. You guys can... Come on in, you can do henna tattoos, there's black lights. Just please don't do fentanyl heroin. Please. Please, well, life is fun.
So one of the girls did do fentanyl heroin.
What?
One of the girls, I don't know what her deal was, but she got back on the bus somehow. And then one of the chaperones was like, we need, I don't remember what her name was, but it was Samantha Schweitzer or something. I shouldn't say this.
Doxed. Dox alert. Ding, 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 ding. You've been doxed.
It was we need Serena Schweitzer's form right now. We need it right now. And I'm just oh, okay, yeah. So I'm trying to go through the form so we can get her.
Oh, you've got to get the form. You're now involved in an emergency.
For some reason, they gave me gave me all these forms, and I thought they had secondary contacts or whatever, but they gave me all the forms that they had. So then I became involved, and I come out, and this chick literally looks fucking retarded. She's and I'm oh no, something bad has really gone on with Sierra. What the fuck? And then it was just really funny because the guy, the main guy that is supposed to be running the shit, he's the CEO of the company. He comes and checks in on every single one, and I'm hey, so is this something that we need to do a paperwork form about? Cause there's all these forms that you have to do and shit if something goes wrong. And he's just I'll never forget this vantage point. I'm he's already 6'3". We're standing on this weird staircase. He's 2 steps above me. I'm looking up at him. I'm hey, so do we need to do a incident report form for this? And he's just oh, yeah, no, a kid just got all messed up on the bus. Real unfortunate situation.
What the fuck?
She's been there, done that so many fucking times.
And then cut to him saying, we just do this for the children. We're just trying to keep kids off of the streets. We want to make sure that there's no, drinking and driving incidents. There's just a fucking chick literally ODing on fucking heroin on the bus. And the guy's eating a fucking apple above you on a stair. And, there's a body bag in the back.
Folded up.
Jesus Christ.
The vibe really was so much like that.
Okay,
it really was just what are you gonna do?
It's business. He's running a business.
He's running a business. How many kids has he seen OD?
So did she turn? Is she okay? Was she all right?
She was totally good.
Okay.
She was totally good. We put a blanket on her.
So did they ambulance her out?
No, she did a whip it or something. Not a whip it, but she did something that she was
there's a couple different things that it could be. It could have been ketamine. It could have been whippets. It could have been DMT.
It may have been ketamine.
It could have been DMT, ketamine. It could have been salvia even. there's all these options, and they're kind of perfect for just this very reason, because it's like, even if somebody finds you and you're freaking the fuck out, like 10 minutes later you're like, so sorry about that, Principal Nancy. I am A-okay. I will see you on Monday.
It was kind of sad though, because I was just thinking like, I don't know. This is her grad night, you know. She literally graduated. So they come right after they graduate. Like, it's, you graduate, you fucking come to the party, because the whole thing is like, you know, people die and shit on graduation night from drinking and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I just was thinking like, because a lot of these kids, they're like in high spirits. They're in like they're fucking they're down to
they're
clown.
free. They're this is way before all their hope is destroyed. This is like like when you're 16, you're hopeless because you have 2 more years of misery in high school. But when you're 18 on grad night
and you graduate,
you're like, I'm about to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm about to fuck a bunch. I'm about to drink as much as I want. Well, this maybe goes down into like rabbit holes with only certain people. I'm about to do any drugs that I ever want. I'm about to start selling drugs. That's
not quite the program we offer at grad night.
You aren't fostering drug sales in 18-year-old youth?
No.
Maybe you are, and you just don't know it.
Giving out Amazon gift cards.
Okay. But no, yeah, you've got your whole life ahead of you. You haven't hit the whole, like, extreme existential dread patch in your, like, early to mid-20s, and then you haven't had to slog it out from 25 to 30, where you're like, I guess I solved it, but the solve is just keep on going.
It's really funny watching like social dynamics too, because there's like this one kid, and he was like a young black kid. He had like the chain and like cool haircut, and he just was like, he had this like energy, like too cool for school, literally. And there was like this game show, so they were part of it was they were like interviewing the people, and the game show was like, so where are you gonna be in 5 years? And the kid was like, a billboard, and all his friends were like, I was like, okay. So
I mean, that is a pretty good response.
Oh, it's a great response.
That's a pretty good response.
And so then, so there's this punching game, which became like one of the big attractions of the night, where all the kids are like punching this thing, and there's a score that reads for how hard you punch. So there's like this big like corn-fed boy, and he's like, this is his time to shine, and so he's like punching it, and everyone's like gathered around, and he's getting like 750 and shit, and like he's like, oh, let me get another one, I got another one. And then the young fresh billboard boy comes over, and he fucking hits it, and he hits 900, and everybody goes wild, and he starts like being like, and people start like propping him up and shit. He's like falling back into the crowd. It was amazing to observe. I was like, okay, he's like I was like, that kid is so cool. That kid is so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, what the fuck? What about poor corn-fed boy, though?
I know, no, but honestly, corn-fed boy took defeat gracefully.
Okay.
He was like, honestly, this is grad night. I'm gonna let Billboard Boy have his little clout. But Billboard Boy wasn't too cool for school. Also, in certain regards, though, he was getting down with the karaoke. He was dancing.
Okay.
He was dancing with a little vulnerability.
I wanna meet these characters now.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have pictures of all of them. So part of the fucked up thing about grad nights is they make you take a bunch of fucking pictures of kids. It really, really makes me uncomfortable. It's the one part of the job that I don't like.
Wait, they make you take it with your own phone?
Yes.
Oh my god. Wait, that is...
So it's so fucking
That
awkward.
seems pretty weird.
It's so weird trying to not make it weird.
And it's literally a part of your job description. Take pictures of children that may or may not be 18.
So I'm like taking pictures. No, literally. So I'm taking pictures of a group of girls that's like 11 girls like dancing, and I'm like, I need to take these pictures, I guess. I'm literally in the corner taking these pictures, trying my fucking best not to look weird.
You need to. You know what I'm gonna get you? You know what I'm gonna get you for your birthday? I'm gonna get you a tie with a camera in it. I'm gonna get you a tie with a camera in it, and that makes it a lot worse and a lot better at the same time. It only makes it worse if you get caught. It's not illegal unless you get caught. My uncle used to say that.
If you get caught, then you have some serious explaining.
Then you have some serious explaining to do, just like a USB hub camera.
Exactly.
Nobody
There's some
wants
crazy
that.
cameras out there. Check your Airbnbs, folks.
Check your Airbnbs, folks. What was your favorite moment from the whole event? I kind of feel like that was your favorite moment when the black kid hit the 900.
I liked the black kid hitting the 900. He really fucking showed up there. There was a moment where we didn't get to give out all the prizes at one of them because that one chick was like ODing or whatever. So we had like a tight time.
I love how
so we had
you're 2 more events away from like rolling an ODing 17-year-old off of a bench in order to sit down and take pictures with people. Like that's like the way you breezed past that. They're like, we were handing out prizes, but there was this fucking ODing chick. Like, I don't know. Anyways, like you're 2 weeks away from eating the apple,
Right.
2 steps above the new guy. Yeah, I don't know. Shit happens, man. Anyways,
just to clarify, she was fun. She was fun. She did whippets or salvia or ketamine or something short-lived.
I bet it was ketamine, honestly.
But her face, when I first came out, I was like, she is not fine.
Yeah.
Like, her life just began and ended on the exact same night. Like, she's actually not okay.
That's the tragedy. That's the tragedy of these fucking these deaths. It's like literally like one of the most tragic deaths, other than like a baby. Other than like a baby in weird circumstances.
Yeah. See, I don't even think a baby dying is that sad. Like, it's obviously really, really sad. But like, what's sadder to me is like a 7-year-old dying.
Sure.
Like a baby dying is like, okay, babies die all the time. Like even historically, like
well,
your
the
baby
thing is,
you know.
The thing is, for me, now that I've had a kid and thought about like what, especially with like Lupin having his surgery at 6 months, what's terrifying is that you didn't even know who that baby was going to be. And so what do you mourn? But you have to mourn, and I think that the confusion of that, like trying to wrap your head around grief that you can't identify, is very fucking weird.
If you have a 7-year-old who died, you can think about all the shitty things you're like, oh, okay, well, he's not gonna do anything anyway. But with a baby, you're like, he could have been a professor.
He could have cured cancer.
He could have cured it. But if you got a 7-year-old and you can kind of suss out like how they hold their sippy cup, you're like, this guy's not really gonna go very far.
Yeah. No, it's just confusing to grieve for someone that you don't know yet. But you feel such an immense amount of grief. But you're like, I miss baby.
Yeah.
I miss baby.
Right. I miss baby.
It's confusing, and like I guess I kind of like I know that feeling a little bit because like when Dane died, for example, like I hadn't seen Dane in like 3 years, but I loved the guy and I knew he was struggling and I knew like drugs were like probably gonna do him in, but like I found out he died like 2 years after he died. And so it was like, who am I grieving? Like, I think I'm actually grieving, 27-year-old Dane that I knew when I was like fucking 20 and spent a lot of time with, but I'm grieving the death of Dane. Like, it's just weird. You like don't know who you're grieving for. Anyways, that's my deep dive for the day.
Grieving theory.
Confused grieving synopsis.
Theory on grievaturity.
And next week, theory on gravy. A great opportunity. A great opportunity. If you're trying to step up the gravy game.
I've got some thoughts on that, but it's too dark.
Yeah. That's why I was like let's come on.
I felt my energy as you were talking about. I felt my energy dwindling.
Yeah. Let's talk about the OG girl.
And I wanted to be like, I wanted to make a crass joke and be like, that's gay, bro.
Oh, that would have been fine.
Like, that's gay.
No, you totally could have done that. Yeah.
Okay.
Literally nothing is off limits.
Bro, that's kind of gay, bro.
Yeah, you can't hurt me. The only people you can hurt are all of the SJWs. All the good folks at home.
Right.
Can you even
I'm
say...
feeling good this stream. I've said retarded. I've said gay. Like, I'm kind of living my best life.
You are living your best life right now. I'm impressed. Hats off.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're going to delete this stream, guys, so watch it while you can. Watch it while you can. Get it while it's hot.
Get it while it's hot. No, my favorite moment of the night, though, was... so there were 2 different nights, but... So really quick, I had 2 different schools. One, NK, my first school, they were great. I didn't know how good I had it with NK until I got Bellevue Christian. Bellevue Christian fucking sucks. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody going to Bellevue Christian School? No, Bellevue Christian was fun. The chaperones
I don't think it
from
was.
NK were just. The chaperones from NK were just like way more organized and way more legit. But there was just one chaperone at the Bellevue one that she was really just catastrophizing everything. She was like this fucking like Russian chick, and she just, I don't know. There was two things happened. Okay. There's all these weird little injuries. Kids are fucking really fragile and crazy. And one of these kids like ate a fucking cookie that had nuts in it, and we told the venue, I guess, that they're not supposed to provide any food that has nuts. This kid ate, and in his defense, there shouldn't have been nuts in this. It was a chocolate chip cookie. He ate like a bite of a chocolate chip cookie
with nuts?
He ate a bite of a chocolate chip cookie, and then he was like, wait, is there nuts in this? And then they were like, oh yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm allergic to nuts. And so then it became this whole fucking theatrical thing because one of the parents started making it a really big deal, and then like a crowd of kids like were like revolving around like this kid's couch, and they were like visiting him and be like, oh, you doing okay, you doing okay? And then the mom was like hyping up all the kids, like making it this big deal, like, oh, we got to get an EpiPen, this, that, the other. And then she was like, he's fine now, but you know, sometimes with these nut allergies, like they really can get bad in just 30 minutes or an hour. And I don't know anything about nut allergies, so I'm like, okay, yeah, fine. So I'm like calling my office, I'm like telling them what's up. She's just like, oh my god, like we tell the venues not to have nuts for reasons like this. She's like, does the venue have Benadryl? One of the students leaves. They're not even supposed to leave. They like leave with a chaperone to get an EpiPen out of the car. Then they're like, okay, can you get them to like sign all this like shit being like, oh, you're refusing treatment? So I'm like trying to come in and like ginger be like, hey
Timothy, how's that throat doing?
Hey,
you choking now?
Your throat's doing
okay,
good.
you close your eyes and I'm gonna give you a back
massage. I
massage.
Release grad nights from any liability, any and all liability. I've got a couple forms for you to sign.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you a back massage and move your hand around a little bit to make sure that your wrist action is okay. Is that gonna work for you, Jimothy? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Let's get the hypnotist over here.
Let's get the hypnotist over here. Hey, where's that bitch with the ketamine? Somebody get this boy some fucking ketamine!
We gotta get some special care for the boy.
We gotta get some special care for the boy.
Everything's gonna be okay.
And Terry Smiley says, it depends on whose baby, man. It definitely does depend on whose baby. It definitely does depend on whose baby.
It depends on whose baby. That's fair.
It does. I knew a family.
We're so far away from that. Why are you coming back to dead baby theory?
Listen. I'm just gonna finish all the dead baby stuff up with a 10-second story.
You interrupted my grad night story with a bunch of dead baby and dead Dane stuff. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with dead baby, dead Dane stuff in the middle of my grad night story?
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I felt that about when my mom died. I hadn't seen my mom in like 2 or 3 years. And so when she died and I didn't know, I also was kind of like, not who am I mourning, but like it was just so weird because it was so abrupt and crazy timing that I just. And the way my dad told me too, he was like, oh, your mom. He's like, she died, and I started crying, and then he was like, really? And I was crying. I was like, yeah, really. And he's like, oh, I figured you knew this was coming. And I was like, yeah, she's still my mom.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, but it was a really weird situation. Just like, I don't know what. That's what it reminded me of when you said you're grieving someone you didn't know, like you didn't see Dane for a while, because I didn't see her for like 2 or 3 years, and then this time I had seen her, she was like trying to convince me that she had this like insane dissociative fugue, and she didn't remember like any of the last like 9 months, 2 years or whatever. There was like a cop like walking by her, and she was like shaking like a fucking cold chihuahua and being like, I'm just really triggered by cops. And I'm sitting there being like 18, 19, being like, is my mom manipulating me to the most insane degree ever again? Or is she actually afraid of cops to this degree and had a disassociative fugue?
Yeah. I get now why the Dane stuff impacts you on a deeper level. You're like, I got sad from that. And it's like, oh, okay. That makes
I
sense.
wasn't gonna dive into it at all. I was like, all right, moving fast. But
then I dragged us back.
when you dragged us back, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna say the stuff I was thinking, I guess, to preserve the authenticity of the stream. You know.
You know what? I appreciate that so much, and I love you, and I am sorry.
This isn't a sad thing. This isn't a sad thing.
Okay.
Thing.
I'm not fucking sorry at all. I am also not glad.
My mom dying was actually kind of funny.
I'm very
it wasn't funny. But okay, really quick. This actually brings it back to grad nights.
Okay.
So, for the good folks at home, my mom had a disassociative fugue. Okay. This brings back to grad nights so good.
Okay.
My mom had a disassociative fugue, and my dad was in the Navy, and she would always like go crazy when he went out to sea. So one time he went out to sea, and she was like started smoking weed, cheating on him, being fucking crazy. She'd like leave me and my brother for like all these like fucking days on end. I wouldn't know when she was coming back. It was this whole thing. This stemmed from one time I was at Tyler's house, and she called me over because something crazy was happening. Long story short, we had this neighbor. She went into my neighbor's house to retrieve my 5-year-old brother's, maybe 6. I was 16, my brother was 6. My 6-year-old brother's stolen Game Boy games. So my mom goes into our neighbor's house to steal back Game Boy games that my 6-year-old brother is reporting that their 6-year-old stole. Okay? So, my mom comes out of that house and she sees a neighbor walking by on the road, coming out of the house while, like, my mom's coming out of the house while the neighbor's not home. So my mom starts panicking, starts to overthink, and she starts making up this story to the neighbor. The neighbor's just minding their own business, but my mom's like, I've got to save face, cover my ass, I need to create an elaborate story. So she starts lying to the neighbor and being like, hey, somebody was breaking into the house and I tried to stop them and then they ran over the fence and I'm going to call the cops to make sure that fucking everything's on the up and up. So she starts panicking. She calls the cops. The cop comes, is like, what the fuck is happening right now? Why are you weird lying to me? Why did you call the cops on yourself? The cop is also a cop, so he's kind of a fucking cocksucker. And he's
how did they know that it was all a bunch of bullshit?
Just because they've seen enough people lie and double back on their own shit to know what's happening, and my mom was not.
So she literally called the cops on herself.
She called the cops on her fucking self. And so then, I'm like, at this point, I don't know, I've come home from your house, something happened where I'm like behind the bush listening to her and the cop talk, and the cop is like, listen, if you don't tell me the truth right now, I'm gonna take you to jail, I'm gonna take your kids. And he's like fucking really like laying it down. And then my mom comes inside later after this, and she cries the hardest I've ever heard anybody cry ever. She's like her soul is leaving her body, and she's like, I just wanted to, so you God just wanted to. She starts getting like fucking crazy, and then I'm like thinking back about all this. That's when she really started being wild, like really started like smoking weed, and like the cheating was like really apparent, and like bringing home guys and doing all this shit. And I realized if she did have a dissociative fugue, that was her breaking point. Because she had said that like she was like sexually abused in foster homes and shit, and like my mom had a horrific childhood. So like she had a trauma, coming out like a geyser. And so she was basically saying that like when the cops said that they were gonna take us, she had mentioned at one point that she imagined Ashton getting like molested in foster home, like she was like her first night in a fucking foster home or whatever, what she was saying to me. So anyway, I tell you all this story to tell you.
Context is king.
My mom's name was Sherry, okay? But she started going by Cherie after this like tragic incident. And so I was like, why are you calling yourself Cherie? And she's like, that's always been my name. People just didn't say it right, and I never had the guts to correct them. And so then 2 years later, she's like, oh, I had a dissociative fugue. I don't remember I had a dissociative identity disorder. So it's kind of like that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene, where like you have split personality. And so like, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I don't know. She's a pathological liar. Who's the fucking say? But the only time I've ever heard the name Cherie is from my mom saying her name was Cherie. Well, my fucking contact, one of the fucking person at Bellevue Christian School who was like my main contact, like liaison person, her name was Cherie.
Wow.
It was really fucking me up because I wanted to be like, because like with these like people, you're trying to like foster connection with them, and you're like,
sure,
you're their
you're
guy
trying
at
to
the
say
party.
their name a lot. You're trying to be like, hey Cherie, so I was wondering, Cherie, is there anything that you need, Cherie, from me, Cherie?
And I wanted to be like, yeah, funny enough, Cherie was actually my mom's name.
After she had a dissociative fugue.
She had a dissociative fugue.
Yeah, interestingly enough,
well, her name was really Sherry, but she went by Cherie after she was traumatized to the point where she had protected her inner psyche with a defense mechanism.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, it was just very funny. Maybe not funny, but
Terry's jumping in and saying it is possible she made us all refer to her that way, or she wouldn't respond. I actually don't remember that. She wouldn't respond unless we called her Cherie. Is that accurate?
I don't remember that. So that's crazy. I'd love to pick your mom's brain
on
some of this stuff sometime, because she was an adult seeing this shit.
We have malformed brains. We did bad stuff to our brains when we were kids, and so now we can't have memories anymore.
Yeah, it was mainly just you. I did some bad stuff.
Yeah, it was mainly just me. I brought you into the roller coaster, though. You were pretty good at being like, I don't know about all this mumbo jumbo.
I didn't want to smoke any caffeine pills.
Or Adderall. I was like, you didn't want to smoke Adderall either.
I didn't want to smoke Adderall. It was so funny because your mom's on the line. I'll just say, Tyler at one point was quitting weed, and he was like, because Tyler, you're a pretty honorable guy. Like your word means a lot, like to you in your spiritual sense. And so you had talked to your mom, and you were like.
I just love that that's the precursor to this story. Tyler, you're a pretty honorable guy. This story precedes that. Continue on.
Well, you were like having a heart-to-heart with your mom. You're like, I'm not going to smoke weed anymore. I talked to my mom. It's really important to her. I need to really honor my parents. And I'm just not going to smoke weed anymore. And then like 2 hours later, you fucking literally busted up a capsule of extended release Adderall and put it in a fucking metal weed pipe, and were smoking Adderall out of the weed pipe.
Proudest moment.
That was any fucking better.
It was worse. It was worse, and I can definitely see that now. But
I was so dumbfounded that you would fucking make that logical conclusion. Like, yeah, weed. I'm not gonna smoke that, but my mom's probably, she's probably fine if I smoke a couple Addies. I mean, you live and you learn. Are you good on the DC? Did you just get geysered by a DC?
I got geysered by a DC. Can I be completely completely honest with you?
Be frank, be honest.
When you were in the middle of that story, I've been dying to get a DC, and I was like, I know this story. This is a really good opportunity. My fridge is about 3 seconds away, so I ran and I grabbed the DC. I dropped it on the way in, and I was surprised it didn't explode, but I was like, I need this fucking DC right now. I'm going to crack it, and I'm just going to sip the foam off.
Okay.
There's about 4 times as much foam as I thought there was going to be. I did not complete it, and now I have a large pit of Diet Coke, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it for later. So here we go, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
You committed a social foam paw.
This guy just did a fucking pun off, and he did well, too.
I did.
You're doing a lot right now. This MC
I'm
shit.
doing a lot right now.
This MC shit sounds pretty fucking wild, dude. Like you're.
So there's 2 things. One is event manager for grad nights, and then the other is I'm about to be a professional MC for weddings. No cap.
Dude, that is so sick.
I'm about to be a professional MC for weddings. I literally have gone through MC training, and I have like the coolest guy ever, Frank Solano. He's like a master fucking pianist and jazz musician, and he's an amazing MC.
Is there any chance they would like? They probably wouldn't want to spend twice the money on 2 MCs.
I mean, I fully intend on bringing Brotherwife into this operation somehow. Okay, I'll rephrase this. Almost exclusively the reason I'm doing this is for Brotherwife.
Yeah.
Because we want to get into that wedding game. We want to learn the skill set. We want to throw the bennies with Brotherwife. So we're learning how events and productions and special moments coalesce in the best way to really bring the best to you folks.
So if any of you guys out there are planning a wedding here soon, we're both licensed to marry. Okay?
We're both licensed to
Jeff
marry.
is literally a licensed trained MC. If your 18-year-old daughter overdoses on ketamine, he's got your back.
I won't sign a form.
If you're,
and I'll look up longingly at the CEO of the company as he eats a piece of pizza, the most nonchalantly I've ever seen anybody eat a piece of pizza. Oh, we've got Lupin in the...
There's a baby in here.
How did that happen? We got Lupin in the mix. God, that freaked me out for a second, because I actually imagined Tyler sitting on the set, but he's not, because it's a virtual background.
A baby just warped into the fucking set. Full-blown vortex. Yeah, no, I'm really excited about where this leads us.
Me too.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to use your knowledge and put together the Bennies and Bennies with Brotherwife. I think that's gonna be fucking.
It's amazing, dude. It's because like we've done Brotherwife for so long that like I look for opportunities like naturally almost like the way I'm. Okay, Jesus Christ, I'm like fucking freaking out. Last night, or whatever it was, 2 nights ago, one of the things is they have a mobile photo booth. So it's like, it's so easy. And this is, we got to use this for Brotherwife. So it's just an iPad, and it's got this like big, like circular light and like crazy thing on it, and you like take around this iPad. People don't know it's an iPad. They think it's like this big composite device. You take around this iPad, and then you're like, hey, photo booth time. And then people are like, oh, yeah. And then people put their phone number in the fucking iPad, and then that's how they get their photo. So we need to bring that at Brotherwife at shows so we can just get people's number, and then we can send out the text for the Brew crew.
I've got an iPad.
I know, and so we just need to buy the like fucking $80 apparatus or whatever. It's an app that you download. It's a fun thing. You're offering a service, and it just creates a good environment, and we're getting that number. So it's like, let's fucking do that. Yeah,
let's fucking do that.
It's the shit
literally
like that.
Today.
Like,
let's order it today.
Let's order it. It's just so fucking cool. Like I'm so excited to just glean all these little bits and be like, oh my god, we can use this for Brotherwife. Like it's fun.
Yeah. Bennies and Bennies is going to be my favorite and also the worst day ever.
No, it's not going to be the worst day ever because we're going to have so many people helping us run it.
That's true. That's always
we're going to have
character
artists. We're going to have henna. We're going to have fucking hypnotists. We're going to have magicians. We're going to have a sword swallower. We're going to have a fire breather.
There's no way to do a rabbit run in a movie theater. I wish.
What's a rabbit run?
The rabbit run at the barbecue, at the company barbecue. We could also have like a tournament of some kind. We could have a game going on the side, like a cornhole tournament or like fucking something wild, and just have one person run the tournament the whole time. Have like 16 contestants enter and then do a 4 bracket,
A bracket, yeah.
Yeah.
I like a bracket.
A bric-a-bracket. Excuse me.
A bric-a-bracket. Jesus.
That Diet Coke is going right through me.
All right, you want to read a little bit more news here?
Let's read a little bit more news here.
Okay, so I've got a lighthearted story. Moose, because we've got a lot of, real raunchy stuff here, but one thing is moose test positive for rabies virus.
Is that a big deal? Is that the first moose with rabies?
I don't know. A moose is tested positive for rabies in Western Alaska. A local health authority is encouraging residents of the region to make sure that their pets are vaccinated against the rabies virus after a moose tested positive. A community of about 250 people reported that a moose was acting aggressively towards people and showing other signs of the virus. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game eventually responded and tested the moose for rabies. The rabies positive moose is the first confirmed case in Alaska. The virus detected is the same variant of rabies that is the most likely found in bred foxes. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game encourages anybody who finds a dead mammal or sees a mammal exhibiting signs of rabies to report the sighting immediately Signs of rabies include sudden behavioral changes such as staggering, aggression, fatigue, excessive drooling, uncoordinated movements, biting at themselves, chasing vehicles, or acting unaware of their surroundings. That just sounds like a bad dog.
So this is the
honestly.
first case of rabies in Alaska?
I don't know why this is news.
Yeah, well, what I do want to say is, if
news.
I was going to pick an animal to confront that had rabies, it probably wouldn't be a fucking moose.
Wouldn't be a fucking moose.
It wouldn't be a fucking moose. Because,
it wouldn't be a moose. Mooses are fucking large. Just so anybody, like, in case you don't remember, a moose is gargantuan.
Like 9
they're
fucking
as tall
feet
as your
tall.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, taller than your
very,
car.
very
Taller
large.
than your car. With the moose antlers? Are they called antlers?
Yeah.
I feel like they should have a
I think
special
they are.
name. I feel like they should be called antlers. I feel
Mantlers.
like they should be called, like, mutlers or something. Like, mutlas. Like, I feel like moose definitely talk with an accent, and I'm not sure which one. Could be Russian. Could be... It's probably, like, Northern European, like Belgian or something. It's maybe Swiss. I don't know. But it's somewhere Eastern Bloc to Russia. Somewhere in there. You know? And they definitely aren't called antlers, folks. Scientifically, I can guarantee you right now that if they are called antlers today, they won't be tomorrow, because I am fucking...
They won't be...
I'm on the march.
He's on it. He's on it.
I'm fucking on it.
Dude, do you know about how fucked rabies is? Rabies is really, really bad. If you get it, like, you're pretty much not going to survive as a human.
Yeah.
Unless you, like, reobtain assistance immediately.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
not
and the
gonna
thing is,
survive rabies.
there's no signs of rabies for, like, a couple weeks, right? Like, it takes a long time to develop.
No, I think it's like a 2-hour thing. Like, the clock is ticking once you get bit. You need the antidote, like, you need to have the antidote in your hand ready to administer it, basically. I mean, that's hyperbole, but no, there's some fucked up shit about
Man, can you imagine
rabies.
if rabies was just, like, spread via air? Like, the whole world would just die.
Yeah.
I think, right? Like, if it was spread via air? Can we get
no, that's coronavirus on rabies.
Coronavirus on rabies. Well, rabies on coronavirus. Can you look up... I want to see a video of a person with rabies.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know?
I'm trying to... Yeah, I do want that too. There's this brilliant Reddit post on it. There's like this guy that like really goes fucking hard on this Reddit post. And for some reason, it's not letting me pull it up. I was trying to just like do it real quick, but... Oh, all right. Moving past it.
I mean, just if you had aerosolized rabies, like if you just, I don't know. I mean, I think it has to be like saliva, blood transfer, which is dope. Thank God it has to be like direct saliva into. But if it was like if you cough hard, and somebody inhales it, they have rabies now. Because the thing about rabies is, you go nuts and try and attack anything that moves, right?
You do.
Whoa. Okay, that's a good one. That picture of that guy. You can see the rabies in that guy.
Yeah, this guy's fucked.
I'm going to be honest, I thought that leather strap was his arm. Oh!
God damn.
That
Is
looks
that
like
real?
a fake hand. Yeah, that's a fake hand.
Yeah, that doesn't even... That's not...
That's the shittiest fucking clickbait.
Oh my god, that's a scary dog eye. You don't want your dog like looking like that, bro.
No, unless you need him to do something bad. In which case...
Right, unless...
Yeah. What kind of dog are you looking for?
God damn. It's rough out here being a rabid dog.
So, do you have rabies vaccines? I've got my
so.
rabies vaccines. Do you have your rabies vaccines?
I think probably.
Maybe we should do a
Maybe we
rabies
should get your
awareness.
rabies vaccine. Maybe we should.
Rabies awareness,
That could be our
guys.
first rabies awareness.
Rabies awareness. It's kind of like the shitty zombie apocalypse. It's like,
I feel like rabies awareness really quick is like the name of like a shitty MTV show that only lasts one season. Yo, it's your boy Rabies, and you're welcome to my wacky world. This is rabies awareness.
sure.
And then the logo is like him going like this in the silhouette. And it's like, doo. All right, today, first up, we're going to go to the crib. I don't know.
We're going to go to the crib. We're going to talk about rabies. And they cancel it after the first season because they're like, you gave us all the scientific information on rabies that you could. There's nothing
We're
left.
totally good.
What's season 2 going to be, Mr. Rabies Awareness?
Why did we have to go to your crib again?
Yeah, why are we always going to your crib?
Why are we going to your crib? All right, so we've got one more story here. So I'll give you 3 to choose from. So we've got 3 dead, 3 injured in possible graduation party shootout in Maryland. Or we've got...
That could be you someday. That could be you someday.
Oh, that could be me. I actually was going to use that as a segue back into grad nights, but I feel like we've exhausted the grad nights thing. There's more to say about it, but
save some for the next stream.
We'll save some for the next stream. The Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, dies in possible suicide in prison.
He did,
do you want to do Unabomber? Do you want to do Unabomber, or do you want to do 3 dead, 3 injured in possible graduation party shootout in Maryland?
What was the third option?
I didn't actually have a third option. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Let's do 3 dead, 3 injured.
Okay. Really quick with the Unabomber, the Unabomber seems like somebody you'd really be into.
Yeah, I'm into it, but just I already know there's not going to be it's not like he left a fucking note or something. They're going to be like, yeah, we're not sure if he killed himself or maybe if something weird happened, he's dead, and that's it. We could kind of dive into the Unabomber, but I don't think we're going to, so.
Everybody already knows the Unabomber, or if they don't, they should. They should. He's a good man.
Very bad, smart guy.
Very bad, smart guy. Absolutely. 3 people were killed and 3 others were injured in a possible graduation party shootout at a local grad nights event. Kidding. My biggest concern is that the grad nights people are like, oh, let's check out that cool guy's podcast and show, and then they're just like,
this is not the episode they should watch. They should watch a different episode.
This isn't the episode. Grad nights is good. Grad nights is good. There's some things about it which are a little bit,
You needed to do this at the beginning of the episode. You're doing this at the wrong spot to recover vibes.
Yeah.
You needed to do this at the very beginning.
It's true. It's they're doing good things. They're also making money doing it, and you got to limit liability. So you have to have a lot of forms, and you have to have specific verbiage on those forms, and you have to weirdly make children sign a form. So I get a chaperone when I have to make children sign a form, and I explain the situation because it just makes me feel weird. One, to make a child sign a form at 2 a.m.
7 minutes after you took a picture of them twerking on a dance floor. Yeah, there's some. I can see how that would feel awkward.
Does that register how that feel awkward?
You're you're trying to get the girl who they're like, oh no, you've got to document when they're overdosing. You're taking a video of her overdosing, and 9 minutes later you're like, so I know you're still kind of recovering, but I am gonna need you to sign this form really quick.
And then also, hey guys, last call for pizza.
Last call for pizza. And then
we're going to the skating bowl. We're about to mobilize to the skating bowl, so finish your stuff here.
And then you lean down and you whisper, do you know where to pick up any ketamine? Do you know where? I'm looking for some ketamine. Should I keep this party going?
3 people were killed and 3 others injured at a local grad night event. A person of interest was in custody. As many as 2 weapons may have been recovered. The conditions of the injury weren't available. One was taken to a trauma center. Yada yada yada.
Now I heard shootout.
The dead.
I want to hear about the shootout fact because it wasn't just a shooting; it was a shootout. And here at Brotherwife, we love shootouts because that means that there's 2 interested parties. They're engaging in a conflict consensually. Mm-hmm. Typically, we would be a lot more excited about it if they weren't doing it at a fucking grad night. That is a little bit problematic.
Yeah. And when I say grad night, I don't mean grad night LLC. I mean a graduation night in Maryland. If you're watching this, grad night. Good folks over at grad night.
Good folks over at grad night.
The dead, who were in their early 20s to 50, were found outside the residence. The violence happened at 8 p.m., which included a shooting between 2 people. It was characterized as an interpersonal dispute. Police were told a graduation party was taking place, but they were still working to confirm the facts. A motive was unknown, but the shooting wasn't random. He added, "If you look around, we're in a very middle-class neighborhood," he said. Tonight is an example of, yet again, senseless violence. On June 6, an 18-year-old man who had just accepted his diploma was fatally shot alongside his father at a graduation ceremony in Virginia Commonwealth. See, we got to story hop again, because they're not giving us any motive here.
They're not giving us any motive. I mean...
Okay. Father and son, 18 killed and 5 injured in shooting after a high school graduation at Virginia Commonwealth University.
What is going on? What is going on with these it's fucking graduate.
Jesus.
Just hold the grudges for like one fucking night.
Right. They're like, no. I'm bringing you back down. 9 more people were treated for anxiety and minor injuries.
I mean, listen, I get that. I do absolutely get that. But
Oh my god.
that's what you put in the news article.
People scattered from the shooting scene, so they literally shot them at a graduation. God damn, and the death. I mean, you know,
That's like the
that's making a
biggest
statement.
That's like the
making a
biggest
statement.
pivot, like going to a son's graduation. I'm just imagining being like the mom or like the sister. Like, we're so proud. We're so proud of Jimmy. He made it through. It was a tough run. He had that little rough like year and a half where he was part of a gang, but he got out. He's cleaned up. He's off the street. Dad goes up to the stage, and then just dad and brother dead on stage in front of 800 people. Like,
I'm imagining that somebody accidentally brought
Best day
their
we
rich
were
prospector uncle, and he was just like, "What? Everyone's graduating!" Shooting into the air.
and
He
2
looks like
bullets
Doug
just fell
Dimmadome.
straight down.
Exactly.
And they're like, this was definitely an intentional act.
And there's like, no, just Uncle Ruckus really gets rowdy.
Uncle Ruckus really puts on a fuckus. Oh no!
I was gonna ask you, but I didn't want you said I'm not allowed to say. I was literally gonna ask you. Why did you let this happen to us?
Folks, we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes and 39 seconds. This is the worst day of my entire life.
We never go past 110.
We never go past 110. We might actually have to delete this one, not because of any
We may have
questionable
to delete.
content.
Well,
but
Tyler was talking about pedophilia right out the gate, so
I didn't say a
may,
goddamn thing about it.
we may have to delete it because Tyler and his sick mind.
Oh my god. 1 hour and 12 minutes, folks. We gotta wrap this shit up. We're supposed to never go over 110. But I'm not supposed to say we've got to wrap this up, so we're not wrapping this up. Don't worry. We're just going to give you a spin-off. No. Turn on your notifications. Give us a like, a follow, a share. Shares are fucking great. Share us to your friends, your family, your grandma, your priest, your priestess. It's the year 2023. Priestesses are a thing. My father used to say breastesses. And so when I say priestesses, I think about that.
Remember that one chick? She was trying to say tests, and she just kept saying testises?
Testises. Yep, I do remember
Now, when
that.
you do the testises...
When you do the testises, you test SSing to see if you can do testises better now. Anyways.
Alright, we love you guys. Literally, thank you so much.
Your support means...
TT deeply appreciates it. We couldn't do it without you. We'd just be talking to ourselves, which we do, but...
It's nice
we
to
couldn't
not.
We couldn't bring our life into your world or our juice into your mouth if you didn't have your mouth open.
That's my fucking line.
So thanks for keeping those mouths agape.
And also a podcast. Hey guys, thanks for checking in today. We love you all. We're 3 minutes and 20 seconds over. If anybody wants to send us anthrax in an envelope, we fucking deserve it. We just got on a watch list. Peace.
Send it.
Brew Nation. Oh.
Brew Nation.
There's a Brew Nation.